I was this close to quitting. I was on the edge of total creative burnout, coming up with new ideas, writing scripts, posting consistently. It felt like an impossible, endless grind. I was just stuck, staring at a blank page, the cursor blinking, basically mocking me. The pressure to perform, to stay relevant, it was crushing. I seriously thought about walking away from it all. Then I figured out how to use the power of ChatGPT with the visual magic of Mid-Journey, and it changed everything. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact workflow that took me from struggling to effortlessly producing high-quality, engaging content faster than I ever thought possible. And I'm going to show you how you can do it too. This isn't just about a couple of cool apps. This is a completely new way of creating. So, if you've ever felt that creative dread, this video is for you. Section 1. The Wall. Deconstructing creative burnout. Let's be real for a minute. The content creator life can look pretty glamorous from the outside, but behind the scenes, it's a grind. And I had hit a wall, a massive concrete wall. It wasn't just a lack of ideas, it was a deep, soul-crushing exhaustion. Every video felt like pushing a boulder up a mountain, and the second I'd hit publish, it would roll right back down. The worst part was the blank page. That blinking cursor on a new script document, it became my arch nemesis. I'd sit down, hyped up on coffee and determination, ready to write the next big thing, and nothing. Just crickets in my own head. The few ideas that did show up felt stale, like something I'd seen a million times. I'd scroll through other channels, see their amazing work, and that comparison trap would snap shut. I'd think, they're so original. How do they do it? Are all the good ideas already taken? I was stuck on the content hamster wheel. You're just running and running, posting and posting to keep the channel alive, but you're not actually going anywhere. Your growth flattens, engagement dips, and the joy, the whole reason you started in the first place, just vanishes. It gets replaced by this constant, low-grade anxiety. The algorithm is a hungry beast, and if you stop feeding it, you're terrified you'll become irrelevant. For me, this burnout showed up as diminishing returns. I was spending more time making worse content. Brainstorming sessions that used to be fun, 5-minute bursts of inspiration, turned into 3-hour slogs that ended with a crumpled notepad and a headache. An entire day would go by trying to write a script that would have taken me an afternoon a year ago, and I knew it wasn't even my best work. It felt forced, and this isn't just a feeling. It has real consequences. When your content quality drops, your audience can tell. Views go down. The comments are less enthusiastic. The community you worked so hard to build starts to fray. For full-time creators, that means financial pressure, which just adds another layer of stress, making it even harder to be creative. It's a vicious cycle. I was trapped in it, and I couldn't see a way out. My old workflow, the one that had worked for years, was broken. Section 2, the old way is broken. To really get how big of a change this is, you need to understand just how inefficient the old way was. My content process was this clunky, multi-day marathon that took over my entire life. Let's break it down, because I'm willing to bet this sounds painfully familiar. First up, ideation. The grand quest for an original idea. My process was a chaotic mess. I'd have 20 browser tabs open, YouTube trending, competitor channels, keyword tools, social media, news sites. I'd make these sprawling mind maps that looked like a spider had a nervous breakdown. I'd write lists, then lists about the lists. The goal was to find that perfect fresh angle. But the reality? I'd spend 5, 6, sometimes 10 hours a week just on this. and usually end up with a safe idea that's been done 100 times, all because I was too tired to push for something new. That pressure to be 100% original, 100% of the time, it just paralyzes you. Next, the most agonizing part, scripting. Once I had an idea, I had to turn it into a story people would actually want to watch. This is where writer's block would hit me like a truck. I'd write a sentence, delete it, write a paragraph, delete it. I'd struggle to find the right hook, the right transition, the best way to explain something complicated. It felt like a puzzle where I was missing half the pieces. A script for one 10-minute video could take me 15 to 20 hours of pure, painful effort. That's 2 full workdays just to get the words down. Then came the biggest time sink of all: finding visuals. A great script is useless without engaging visuals. This was my personal nightmare. I don't have the budget for a full-time camera crew or custom animations. So like most creators, I was stuck with stock footage sites. I would spend hours typing in endless search terms. Person looking thoughtful. Person frustrated at computer. Abstract concept of growth. The results were always the same: cheesy, generic, and totally soulless. We've all seen that same person in a business suit smiling at a whiteboard in 100 different videos. It just cheapens your work. If I needed something specific, something that perfectly matched a point in my script, it was impossible to find. When you added it all up, the math was brutal. A single 10-minute video could easily take me 40 hours from start to finish. That's a full work week for one video. Think about it. 10 hours for ideas, 20 hours for scripting, and 10 hours just for finding visuals. And that's before even starting the edit. It wasn't sustainable, it wasn't scalable, and it was sucking all the passion out of it. The old way was broken, and I was about to break right along with it. Section 3. The aha moment. Discovering the AI co-pilot. My breaking point came on a Tuesday. I was supposed to have a script done, and I had written exactly one bad paragraph. I was defeated. I leaned back in my chair, stared at the ceiling, and thought, there has to be a better way. I'd heard about AI tools, of course. ChatGPT was everywhere. But I'll admit, I was a skeptic. A purist, even. I thought AI was a gimmick for writing robotic, soulless fluff. I believed real creativity had to come from that painful human struggle I was stuck in. As for AI art like Midjourney, I saw it as a cool toy, but not a practical tool for a serious workflow. How could it possibly create the specific, nuanced images I needed? But desperation is a powerful motivator. That evening, deadline blown and motivation at zero, I opened up ChatGPT. I didn't even know what to ask it. I just typed in the topic of the video I was failing to write. And then I wrote, "Give me 5 different ways to structure a video about this." The text started rolling, and it wasn't robotic or generic. It was strategic. It offered me a narrative arc, a problem-solution framework, a comparative approach. It was like brainstorming with a world-class content strategist who replied instantly. My jaw just dropped. It wasn't a finished script, not even close, but it was a start. A really, really good start. That was the first aha moment, realizing AI wasn't here to replace me, it was here to assist me. The true breakthrough, though, came a few days later. I had a script draft, thanks to my new AI partner, but I was back in the hell of searching for visuals. I remembered Midjourney. On a whim, I took a concept from my script, the feeling of being overwhelmed by information, and I tried to describe it. A man drowning in a sea of glowing data and social media icons. The first image was cool, but not quite right. I tweaked it. I added words like cinematic lighting, photorealistic, sense of anxiety. And then it appeared on my screen. An image so perfect, so emotionally on point, so exactly what I had pictured in my head that I actually gasped. It was a piece of art that would be impossible to find on any stock site and would have cost a fortune to commission. And I made it in 2 minutes. That was it. That was when everything clicked. This wasn't about using one tool for writing and another for images. This was about a symbiotic workflow, a partnership. I realized I wasn't just a content creator anymore. I was a creative director, and I had just hired the most brilliant, tireless team on the planet. I had an infinite idea engine in ChatGPT and a personal art director who could visualize any concept in Midjourney. The old way was dead. A new era had begun. Section 4. The New Workflow, Part 1. ChatGPT, your infinite idea engine. Alright, let's get into the nuts and bolts. This is where the magic really happens. Forget starting with a blank page. The new workflow starts with a conversation. I'm going to walk you through my exact process for using ChatGPT as the engine for my entire content strategy. Step 1. Curing blank page syndrome with strategic brainstorming. The blinking cursor is our enemy, so we're taking it out of the equation. I start not by asking, what should my next video be? But by telling my AI partner to be an expert. Let's say my channel is about productivity. I'll open ChatGPT and I won't just say, give me video ideas. I'll get specific. I give it a role because the prompt is everything. I'll write something like this. Act as a world-class YouTube content strategist. My audience is ambitious entrepreneurs who feel overwhelmed. Generate 20 compelling video ideas about the future of work. For each idea, give me a catchy, high click-through rate title, a one-sentence hook, and a brief explanation of why this would resonate with my audience. And boom. Instantly, I get a list. Not just topics, but fully formed concepts. Ideas like the 5-hour workday, I tried it for a month, here's what happened, or is your degree obsolete? The new rules of career capital. It's an explosion of creativity. I can scan the list and immediately spot 3 or 4 bangers that I'm actually excited to make. The 6 hours of painful brainstorming I used to do, it's now a 5-minute process. Step 2, from idea to blueprint with instant outlining. Okay, so I've picked my winning idea. AI co-pilots, how to 10x your productivity, not replace your job. Now I need a structure. The old way was a whiteboard, sticky notes, and a lot of headaches. Now, it's just another command. In the same chat, I'll follow up. Excellent. Let's develop that AI co-pilot's idea, create a detailed script outline for a 12-minute YouTube video using the Problem Agitation Solution Framework. Include a powerful 30-second hook, a section that explores the problem of AI anxiety, a section that agitates this by showing the flaws of ignoring AI, and a multi-part solution section that gives a step-by-step tutorial. End with a strong conclusion and call to action. What I get back is a masterpiece of structure, a complete narrative skeleton. It tells me what points to hit, in what order, and even suggests where to put personal stories or data. This one step is probably the most powerful part of the whole writing process. I don't have to guess the best way to tell my story anymore. I have a professional blueprint. This is the end of writer's block. Step 3. Co-writing the script, section by section. Now we have our blueprint. It's time to add the meat. And here is the most important part of this partnership. I never tell ChatGPT to write the whole script. That's how you get generic mush. Instead, I work with it, section by section, like a co-writer. I'll take the first section from the outline and prompt, Now, let's write the problem section. It should be about 400 words. Use a conversational, empathetic tone. My brand voice is a trusted guide who's been there. Start with a personal story about the first time I felt a pang of fear that AI might make my skills irrelevant. Use vivid language to describe this feeling. ChatGPT generates a draft that's about 80% there. It has the right structure, the right tone, some great phrasing. My job, as the director, is to add the final 20%. I'll go in, inject my specific memories, change a few words to make it sound like me, and add the nuance only a human can. The AI does the heavy lifting of drafting, and I provide the final layer of polish, personality, and soul. A 20-hour scripting process is now a 2-hour jam session. Step 4. The Advanced Toolkit, Beyond the Script. This goes way beyond just the script. Once it's finalized, I use ChatGPT for all the little things that used to eat up so much time. I'll ask, based on the final script, generate 5 title options optimized for YouTube. Also, write a 300-word YouTube description with relevant keywords. Finally, generate 10 relevant tags. You can even go deeper. To make sure all the content sounds like me, I use ChatGPT's custom instructions. I feed it my old scripts, describe my brand voice, my sense of humor, my audience. Now every output it generates is already tuned to my style. I even use it for promo. Create 3 engaging X the Twitter posts and a short LinkedIn article to promote this video. In a single afternoon, I've gone from a vague idea to a final script with a full promotion plan. But a script is just words. Now, it's time to bring it to life. All right? Let's just pause here for a second. We have just brainstormed, outlined, and co-written the entire foundation of a video in a fraction of the time it normally takes just to pick a topic. If your mind is already racing with the possibilities for your own content, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be sharing every single trick I learn on this journey. We've just covered the words. In this next section, we're diving into the visuals, and trust me when I say this is where reality starts to bend. You're not going to want to miss this. Section 5, the new workflow. Part 2, Mid-Journey, your personal art director. A great script is only half the battle. If your visuals are boring, that brilliant script doesn't matter. Like I said, this was always my personal hell. Hours scrolling through soulless stock photos, looking for something that was, at best, good enough. That all ended with Mid-Journey. Welcome to the second half of the workflow, where we give our words a soul. Step 1. Shifting your mindset. You are the art director. First, you have to understand what Mid-Journey is. It's an AI that makes images from text descriptions or prompts, but calling it a text-to-image generator is like calling a Ferrari a way to get groceries. Mid-Journey is a tool for art direction using language. The skill isn't painting or photography anymore, it's your ability to articulate a vision with words. You are the director. Your imagination is the only limit. Step 2. The ultimate synergy. ChatGPT as your prompt engineer. Now you could go into Mid-Journey and just type a futuristic city. You'll get a cool image, but you won't get a masterpiece. To get a masterpiece, you need a masterpiece of a prompt. This is where we bring our AI co-writer, ChatGPT, back into the game. This combo, this is the secret sauce. It's what separates amateur results from professional art. Let's go back to our script. The intro talks about the fear of being replaced. I need a powerful image for this, maybe for the thumbnail. I'm not going to stress about finding the right artistic terms. I'm going to brief my expert. I go to ChatGPT and write. Act As an expert mid-journey prompt engineer, I need a visually stunning and emotional image. The concept is a creative's fear of being made obsolete by AI. Make it photorealistic, cinematic, and slightly melancholic. Generate a detailed mid-journey prompt with specifics about the subject, setting, lighting, camera angle, and mood. The final image should be 16.9. What ChatGPT gives me back isn't a simple sentence. It's a work of art itself. Something like, imagine prompt, a hyper-realistic, cinematic wide shot of a lone designer in his late 30s at a dimly lit desk in a sleek studio at midnight. He stares blankly at a holographic interface showing complex, glowing AI-generated art, casting dramatic shadows on his face. His own tablet is dark and unused. The mood is heavy with introspection. Shot on a Sony a7S III 85mm f1.4 lens, shallow depth of field, dramatic key lighting from the hologram, R16:9 style RAW. See the difference? I went from a vague idea, fear of AI, to a full-blown scene description. Step 3, from detailed prompt to digital masterpiece. Now, I take that incredible prompt, copy it, and paste it directly into Midjourney. Within a minute, it gives me 4 unique interpretations of that vision. From there, I can upscale one to high-res or create new variations based on the one I like most. The level of control is amazing. By using ChatGPT to write my prompts, I've basically skipped the learning curve of Midjourney and gone straight to producing pro-level images. It feels like a cheat code. Step 4. Building a cohesive brand style with visual DNA. Here's where we go from making single images to building a brand. One of the biggest problems with stock photos is the lack of consistency. Your video looks like a messy collage. With this workflow, you can create a unique, cohesive visual style for your entire channel. It's like creating a visual fingerprint. The secret is to identify your visual DNA and have ChatGPT embedded in every prompt. For my channel, I might decide my style is optimistic futurism with a glowing blue and orange color palette. I can add a new instruction for ChatGPT. For all future Midjourney prompts, include these keywords: optimistic futurism, clean lines, minimalist, glowing blue and orange accent lighting, high-end tech commercial style. Now, whether I'm asking for an image of a brain or a rocket ship, every visual shares that same aesthetic. My whole video has a consistent, professional, and recognizable look. This was something previously only available to creators with huge budgets. Step 5. Visualizing the unseen beyond thumbnails. This isn't just for thumbnails. The real power is creating custom visuals for concepts in your video. Let's say my script has a line about navigating the fine line between using AI as a tool and letting it take over. How would you find a stock photo for that? You don't. You create it. I'd ask ChatGPT. Generate a Midjourney prompt for the abstract concept of walking a fine line between human creativity and AI automation. Make it symbolic and thought-provoking. It might give me a prompt for a person walking on a tightrope made of glowing light, with a lush hand-painted landscape on one side and a sterile geometric digital world on the other. I can fill my entire video with stunning custom visuals that perfectly illustrate every point I make. It makes the content stickier and way more engaging. The days of boring B-roll and generic stock photos are over. Section 6, the broader impact and the future. This workflow, this partnership between ChatGPT and Midjourney, is just the start. It's my system, but it's part of a much bigger revolution that's changing what it means to be a creative professional. We're seeing a whole ecosystem of these AI co-pilot tools. There are AI writers like Jasper and Copy.ai that specialize in marketing copy. There are AI video tools like Synthesia that create videos with realistic avatars, and Lumen 5, which can turn a blog post into a social video in minutes. There are even audio tools that clean up recordings and clone your voice with scary accuracy. The key thing to understand is that these tools don't replace you. They amplify you. They are force multipliers for human creativity. AI is not the artist. It's the ultimate paintbrush. You are still the one with the vision, the taste, and the story to tell. This technology just demolishes the barriers that used to stand between your vision and the final product. Don't have a design degree? Now you can art direct world-class visuals. Not a natural writer? Now you have a co-writer to help structure your thoughts. Don't have a studio budget? Now you can generate any scene you can imagine. This is the great democratization of high-quality content. Of course, this is a huge new power. It's on us to be mindful and ethical. We should be transparent about using these tools and, most importantly, keep injecting our own human experience and values into our work. The goal isn't to have AI create for us, but to create with AI. We're stepping into a new creative era, one defined not by the limits of our skills, but by the size of our imagination. So, we went from staring at a blank page, completely burned out, to a new reality. A reality where ideas are everywhere. Writer's block is a thing of the past, and my imagination is the only limit to the visuals I can create. This isn't some far-off future. This is my workflow, right now. The transformation for me has been profound. That 40-hour, soul-crushing marathon to create one video has been compressed into a focused, joyful 8-hour day. I'm making more content, and it's better content. It's more visually interesting, better structured, and more authentic to my vision. I've been freed from the tedious chores of creation to focus on what actually matters: the story, the message, and the connection with you. The main message I want you to take away is simple. Stop seeing AI as a threat and start seeing it as your creative partner. ChatGPT is your brilliant strategist. Midjourney is your infinitely talented art director. But you are the director. You are the source of the vision. You are in control. We are at the very beginning of an incredible new chapter in creativity. And now I want to hear from you. What are the single biggest frustrations in your creative process right now? And after seeing this, how do you feel about the role AI is going to play? Are you excited, nervous, or a bit of both? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and I really want to know what you think. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If you want more deep dives into these revolutionary workflows, make sure you're subscribed. It's an exciting time to be a creator. I'll see you in the next one.